Back at it with another edition of Litter Media Live. It is June 4th of 2024 with Mike Smith. I'm Dan Ramey, and Aaron Glandon, Mr. Hand 2, is off to our left. And he's in the reclined position, so I would hate to have him do a sit-up. He made an appearance. There he is.
I wouldn't want him to do like he did during one of our interviews here several months back.
That was so funny.
I was impressed with our guest. He didn't break stride, man. He just kept going.
Oh, he's not
like he tilted his head like, are you still alive over there?
Yeah, young buck. On. He was 96 years old.
Yeah. And he was probably thinking, that kid's just not old enough to know how to sit in that chair yet.
What's that boy on over there?
Yeah.
Has he been drinking on the job?
Uh-huh.
It was not the case.
Not the case.
Not the case, although we don't know what happened to that bottle of wine. It is time for another show. Man, we need to really start rehearsing how we start this show so we don't
take
fall
all
into
the
things.
fun out of it. Man.
It does. And for those of you that remember our radio show, we rarely rehearsed anything. In fact, if we did rehearse something, it never went as planned. So why try, right?
Yeah.
So why should video be any different, I suppose? Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at the news topics of the day, sports-related information, and this date in history. But first, we want to know what the weather's going to do today.
Well, we believe we'll be under mostly sunny skies, a few clouds here and there, but it's going to be warm, high of about 86 today. But the rain moves in tomorrow with a possible thunderstorm and a high 78 before the sun returns on Thursday.
Need that rain.
We do indeed.
We do need it.
Crops have to have it.
I managed to get home last night in time to mow the grass, which I didn't get to mow over the weekend because of rain. So, it was too late, and I didn't want to do the whole yard. We got 2 acres.
Yeah.
I did about 1.5 acres, and I said, the rest of it, I'm going in. I haven't had supper yet.
Yeah. I'm waiting on the rain before I mow it, hopefully on Thursday.
The good thing about living where we do out in the country, we don't have those community types to say, why aren't you mowing your lawn, mister?
It is kind of funny, though, if somebody goes out in our neighborhood, then everybody's doing it. So it's like, can't let him outdo me. Yeah.
Suddenly it's one big giant carbon print.
Yeah, really.
Unless you're using electric mowers of that sort.
No.
None of that in your neighborhood?
Not for me. I haven't seen anything like that. So.
Okay. Coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at news. But first, let's tell you about Haynes Total Health Care Center. You'll find them at hayneshealth.com. They are celebrating 50 years of serving the chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs in our community. Again, click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com. It takes you right to their website for more details. Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good. The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365. 988. Save the number, save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, created in the memory of Bryant Beans Butt, call 740-703-0611. Or if you click on this ad where you see it at littermedia.com, you'll find that contact information right there in front of you. Stories that we'll be talking about today, some of them are on our website, littermedia.com. Feel free to go and take a peek and peruse there for a while. A lot of stuff on there, a lot of information. And we also have, of course, the news feed here on Facebook and our YouTube channel, which is a free subscription. Just subscribe, and you'll be able to see when we upload something new, which we may have something new today or tomorrow. Is that what I'm told?
Yes.
Okay. Said with a great deal of confidence.
Yeah. And a lot of energy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There we go. A little more enthusiasm out of
There
the.
you go.
Yeah, wake that guy up over there. All right. In the top of our news today.
Yeah, the American Red Cross critically needs blood donors following a concerning recent trend, and that is that fewer donors are giving life-saving blood. Donors of all blood types are needed now, especially those with type O blood.
That's me.
About 20,000 fewer blood donations were collected over the past month than needed to protect the Red Cross's national blood supply. In a related note, June 14th is World Blood Donor Day. This is meant to raise awareness of the need for safe, diverse, and stable blood supply and to recognize volunteer blood donors like Dan Ramey.
I am scheduled to give blood Friday. And
Well, it was a Thursday.
going to do the Power Reds.
And the late Dan Winters, you said, got you started doing that years ago.
Yes. And in fact, yesterday was the late Dan Winters' birthday. And so remembering you yesterday and today, Dan Winters. Governor Mike DeWine and First Lady Fran were out and about touring Ohio's newest state park, Great Council State Park. When I heard you saying this earlier, I thought you meant Greg Council, the manager of the Chicago Cubs. Just days ahead of the official ribbon cutting, and that opening is going to be this Friday. Great Council, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources' 76th state park, celebrates Ohio's Shawnee and Pioneer past. The architectural design of the 12,000 square foot interpretive center is modeled after a traditional Shawnee longhouse.
Isn't that neat?
That is pretty cool.
Different compared to a lot of the lodges that we see in other state parks.
A lot of windows to clean there.
Indeed. Indeed. Mark your calendars for the next Chillicothe Autism and Special Needs Parent-to-Parent Support Group meeting at the Pioneer Center Administration Building. That's located at 167 West Main Street in Chillicothe, and that meeting is coming up on June the 20th from 6 to 7:30 p.m.
We say congratulations today to Faith Fellowship Street Ministry for being the recipient of a $7,500 grant from Pickaway County Community Foundation. This Faith Fellowship feeding program consistently provides meals and groceries to 200-plus families in Pickaway County. Congratulations.
We thank those folks for helping those in need.
Certainly.
Enjoy the free weekend shuttle at Hocking Hills on Saturdays and Sundays now through October the 27th. This is a big help. In fact, I saw a lot of people commenting on this thread for people that maybe are up in years or have some type of a disability. It helps them to enjoy what you can see at Hocking Hills without having to walk many of those locations.
I wonder if they do a fall tour also?
If it's going through October 27th, I'd say.
Yeah, because I was going to say that would be the time to be out there this last couple of weeks of October. And, of course, we have another Litter Media Live special edition coming your way at 1 o'clock today. Jan Corzine from the Good Samaritan Food Pantry will be here to talk more about how you can be a regular donor in a special way to help them. I've lost track of how many families they take care of. But it is a large number, and we've had a long relationship with Good Sam over the years, and so we're going to spread the word a little bit later today about 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Oftentimes in the holiday season, their donations are overflowing, but sometimes in the summer, people forget about it, but the need's still just as good. Or great, I should say. Our road report in Pickaway County today, I think it's been a few weeks since we've told you about this, but want to remind you that State Route 361 between Wolf Road and Campbell Road will remain closed for bridge repair. The detour is US 23 to 22 to State Route 56 to State Route 159.
Ran into Carson Stauffer and one of his coworkers today. If you remember, Carson
I do
played
indeed.
football at Southeastern, went on his way to Marietta College, but apparently working either for the Ross County Engineers Department or ODOT, either one. They were standing in the middle of 772. Here I am taking Amelia to her second day of summer school for kindergarten. And as we came up, I saw there was no traffic behind me. So I rolled down the window, stopped in the middle of the road, said, "Are you getting ready for the road repair here?" "Yes, sir." So this is the rest of 772, which is going to be resurfaced. They did from Blaine Highway into Chillicothe last year. Now they're going to do from Blaine Highway south to the Pike County line. So looking forward to that. Absolutely. All right. On the way, sports, and this date in history. The dials are turned back to
1962 locally.
All right. Details in a moment. But first, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. They've been taking care of comfort for nearly 50 years now. If you want to find out more about their services, simply click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com. Takes you to their website, which is accuratehvac.com.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, I was followed by one of their trucks today on the way into work this morning. If you have need for a dumpster, give them a call, 740-253-8389. And if you click on this ad at littermedia.com, it takes you to their Facebook page. You see all the most current event things that they have going on, specials and that sort of thing. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, you can't miss them. They got orange dumpsters, 740-253-8389. 8389. Time for sports, and high school information still out there.
Yeah, the Ohio High School Baseball Coaches Association named their All-Ohio team yesterday. As far as local athletes in Division II, by the way, there were no locals in Division I, but you can see all of those around the state on our website story. In D2, first-team honors include Gavin Jones of Jackson, who was also the FAC Player of the Year, Caden Sheridan of Sheridan, and Cooper Enix of Miami Trace. Division III first-teamers include DJ Crocker of Huntington, JT Williams of Portsmouth, and Wyatt Hopp of Eastern Brown. D4 first-teamers include Eli Roberts of White Oak and Evan Bellastra of Ironton St. Joe.
And the All-SOC baseball team has been released. The three divisions honors, led by members of Wheelersburg, Green, and Oak Hill. You can see the entire listing at littermedia.com.
The All-District softball team has announced area athletes. C.J. Riniger of Chillicothe is the Player of the Year for D1. Coach of the Year is Chillicothe's Andrea Morgan. The D2 District Coach of the Year is Rob Hall of Uniota, while Cora Hall of Sheridan is the Player of the Year. The Division III Coach of the Year is Teresa Ruby of Wheelersburg, and co-Players of the Year are Caitlin Quickie of Fairland and Katie Boggs of Wheelersburg. In the entire list for all district softball on our website story.
And a winning night for the Cincinnati Reds. They open up a series in Colorado. There you see Mr. Will Benson. He laced a triple over the head of the first baseman. When I had turned it on, it was 4-3 Reds. And Andrew Abbott was struggling. He was 60-some pitches into the third inning. It was a lot like my pitching on Sunday or Saturday. But he found himself getting control. He had one 9-pitch inning, and things went well there. But that triple was a 2-run triple, and that put the Reds up 7-3, and they just kept on going. 11-3 or 13-3 final.
As much as they've struggled scoring runs, it'd be nice if it spread them out. Not get 13 in one game and then get shut out.
But it was the biggest offensive output of the season for them. So maybe they're starting to get things going. And you take a look, the end of May through the end of June, all of their games are against interleague rivals except for like this series. But the series of non-league games, they all have losing records. Right. So this is a very important time for them to try and catch up from where they had trouble in May. Yeah. And what are they now? 7.5 games out of first place, I think, still in last place, but it's still within reach of getting at least in second place at some point in time.
We'll see. Guardians and Paints were off last night, by the way.
Yes. Paints will open up tonight. It is Dare Night, Sheriff's Dare Night for the Ross County Sheriff's Department. If you wear your Dare T-shirt or bring your Dare card, that'll get you into the game. And, of course, they've got snacks for the kids and everything. It's always a lot of fun for the kids. But also they'll be playing the new Full Count Rhythm. They're from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Remember a couple of years ago when we talked about them expanding and a new stadium down in Tennessee? This is one of those teams making their way to Chillicothe. So they'll be up here tonight and I believe tomorrow night.
Very good.
On the way, this date in history.
And it's something you and I might remember. Litter Quality Propane, there's no bill when there's a fill. Contact Litter Quality Propane today about our metered gas service at litterpropane.com.
At Rathkamp Financial, we believe in building client relationships for the long term, guiding you through the stages of wealth with a plan and bringing you closer to reaching your financial dreams. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust with our customized investment solutions.
Dixie Chopper, speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our Kingston National Bank mobility app today.
I'm a busy woman, and I'm not ready to slow down.
Tiffany's hip pain was interfering with her career and active lifestyle until she came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Dr. Meshbach told me about same-day surgery. I said, I want it now, and I wanted it yesterday.
After a successful procedure, Tiffany was home the very same day and on her way back to enjoying the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
This date in history, I was not born yet.
1962.
June 1st. I didn't come around until September.
Yeah. This apparently initiated a few days ago, but I didn't see it until yesterday. This picture is from the Ross County Historical Society. And for people like Dan and I, you might remember the store. This picture was taken on June 1st of 1962 at Shackney's department store in downtown Chillicothe. But on that date, they were celebrating their 75th anniversary. Now, they were around for at least 20-some years after that because I remember doing a radio broadcast remote from Shackney's. But the two men in the second photo are Peavy and Maurice Shackney. In the third photo, the woman on the right, they believe, might be Margaret Thacker, and the one on the left is possibly Hazel Geyer, spelled G-I-R-E. But Shackney's department store, for those of you older Chillicothe residents, you'll remember it well how popular of a place to shop that was for many, many years.
I never experienced Shackneys unless I was in, well, let's see. I'm guessing if Mom came to visit Aunt Stella, they might have gone shopping when she was still pregnant with me. It's possible that I might have been in Shackneys at some point in time there.
I can remember the day that and this had to have been like 1981 or 82 when we did this remote. They had the pneumatic tubes where if you got change, your money and the change that came back went right to the office, which was upstairs.
Now, I've only heard about Shackneys, but was it in the basement of the Folk Block?
Yes.
Okay, and I've only been down there a couple of times. Right. One was when Goodwill had their offices down there. That's been, 10, 15 years ago?
Well, I think part of it was in the basement, but yeah, we were on the ground level at that particular time.
But having worked in the Folk Block when the radio station was there, you didn't. You were always up on the hill, right?
Correct.
So, but when I was with WFCB at that time, it was in the penthouse of the Folk Block, and one day I took the elevator down to the basement. I can't remember the gentleman's last name, but his first name was Gary. Gary was the custodian for the building, and he had mentioned to me that there used to be a store downstairs. I'm like, what? And so, yeah, I'll give you a tour one of these days. So we went downstairs and took a look at it and everything. And I like I say, I can't remember Gary's last name, but he was a Centralia graduate, if I'm not mistaken, because he went to school with Clara Kuchbach. They were into high school together.
You know, when I see some of the pictures that the Ross County Historical Society puts out from time to time on social media, when they show some of the things from Chillicothe, like in the 30s and 40s, it's like, wow, I mean, how much different everything was.
Yeah.
There was a time, I think, as far back as the 20s, maybe even the early 30s, where they actually still had telephone poles going through the downtown.
Yeah.
And that's long been gone. So.
Well, in fact, when I got into the video side of this, we were in radio for so long, but when we got into the video side of this, I thought to myself, why don't we see the buildings like we used to in some of those old photos? And the difference is the utility poles are gone and trees have replaced them. And that's why you can't see some of the buildings like you used to see. But it's, you look back at the late 20s, you're following on the heels of Camp Sherman, when there was, 70,000 troops here, 60 to 70,000, and many of them made their way into town here. Chillicothe, I think its population at the time when Camp Sherman was around 16,000.
Right.
Now we still hover around 22, 24,000, but it's hard to picture what that was like, But let's be honest, so much has expanded outside, so things were a little more compact, I guess, so more people were on the streets downtown.
Oh, yeah.
On a regular basis.
I can remember Mom talking about going not to Chillicothe, but to Frankfort on a Saturday night as a kid and talking about how busy it was.
Is that right?
Everybody went in to get their haircuts on Saturday night, do some shopping, and it's like, I can't picture this now in Frankfort.
It's hard to, it was just a different time, And in fact, here a few weeks ago when we went out to Hocking Hills, Aaron Glandon and I we drove separately, but when we got to, is it Tarleton? I think that's the village that we go through. It was hustling and bustling at 8 o'clock in the morning. Right. It was as if it was New York City. Yeah. It was crazy. So those small communities still are pretty busy, but that would have been the day you went to the hardware store, or you went to the bank. And I remember as a kid, we would go over to Asheville, and that's when Dad always had to go make a deposit or get a check cashed, and I'd get lifesavers sent to me through the like you say, the pneumatic tubes, all that stuff. So things we remember from our childhood is pretty cool.
Lauraville's still kind of that way. where the highway kind of splits off in the Y.
Yeah, Laurelville is the village I was trying to think of.
And there's a lot of restaurants still downtown, a lot of shops, hardware stores. So it still has that Mayberry feel to it.
And what was really unique was they have built a new playground. I think they put it in maybe 2 years ago. Brand spanking. I mean, it still looks nice. Fenced in, the whole deal. It is just north of the downtown area of Laurelville. And I've never seen anybody use it.
Yeah.
I was almost tempted to get out and go down the slide, go across the monkey bars.
It's not one of those with a tube around where you might get stuck in it. Yeah.
No. Fortunately,
call the fire department, get Dan off the slide.
But, you think about if you've seen 911, the show on Fox, it's now on ABC. They always have those unique moments that usually start off a show that it's those embarrassing moments that you wouldn't want to call 911.
Yeah.
So that would be one of those moments. Yeah. Anything else that we've missed?
Just be tuning in. It's about an hour and a half away. Jan Corzine in to talk about Ross County Good Samaritan Food Pantry.
And tomorrow we're going to have a special guest at 10 o'clock. I'll be visiting with Bobby Planton. I think Wade might be coming also from the Paxton Theater about their fundraiser coming up on June 14th. So all that and more coming up still here on Litter Media. So until tomorrow, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.